Welcome to the Gym Success Podcast. This is for all of you out there. Gym owners, operators, managers, sales pros, entrepreneurs in the fitness space, and personal trainers too. I'm Bonnie.
And I'm George. And today we're going to unpack a really insightful white paper by jthomas. He's a real authority in the gym business.
He certainly is.
Our goal here is pretty simple: to pull out the most actionable insights from his work, things you can actually use. Think of it as a shortcut to understanding what really makes a gym successful.
Okay, let's dive right in then. Jthomas starts off with something that, honestly, it might surprise you, especially if you're deep in the fitness world day to day. He points out that, when we think about what makes a gym great, we often picture the fancy equipment, maybe spotless floors, super knowledgeable staff, or those trainers who are just incredibly motivating.
The usual suspects, right?
Exactly. But Jim argues that fundamentally, those things aren't the main reasons some gyms thrive while others, struggle.
It's a pretty bold statement, actually, and he's quite blunt about it. He says the number one reason good gyms falter or even end up closing, it comes down to one thing.
Okay.
Failure to properly understand and consistently implement an effective sales and marketing program. He puts it very directly. You can't out-train a bad sales funnel.
Wow. Okay. Can't out-train a bad sales funnel. That really hits home, doesn't it?
It makes you stop and think, for sure.
Yeah, because so many gym owners, they pour everything into the service itself, the training, the atmosphere, the community spirit. And that's vital, of course.
Absolutely essential.
But Jim's saying that passion, it isn't enough by itself if you don't have the systems in place to bring people through the door and, critically, keep them coming back.
Exactly. So what does that mean practically? Well, Jim emphasizes fitness is, at its heart, a people business. It's all about building relationships, right? Helping people transform, giving support. But here's the hard truth he lays out. If nobody knows you exist, or if you can't actually convert interested people into members, all that passion, it just won't pay the bills.
So sales and marketing aren't just like add-ons.
Not at all. He frames them as the absolute lifeblood, the engine of the gym. They fuel everything. New member acquisition, you need that to grow, period.
Right.
Existing member retention, that's your stability. Revenue growth, think upsells, personal training, other services, and just basic brand awareness. I mean, the fitness market is crowded. You need people to know who you are.
It sounds like he's completely throwing out that whole field of dreams idea, If you build it, they will come.
Calls it a myth, especially today. You just can't be passive. Sales and marketing, he argues, they're not optional. They're absolutely essential. Foundational.
Okay, foundational. So if they're that critical, what are we actually talking about? What are the core components, the pillars Jim identifies for a thriving gym's sales and marketing?
Right. He breaks it down into 4 key areas. They're distinct, but definitely connected.
Okay, what's first?
First, and probably the most obvious, is member acquisition. Jim's crystal clear here. You need a steady, consistent flow of leads, and then you need to convert them. It's the only way to grow.
And if you don't have that flow?
He says, quite starkly actually, that a gym without new leads is dying slowly and quietly.
Oof.
Yeah. And he compares relying just on word of mouth, hoping people talk about you. He compares that to relying on the weather. Sometimes it's good, sometimes not so much.
That's a good one. Okay, so you need a system, not just luck. That makes sense. What's next?
That proactive idea leads straight into pillar number 2, brand awareness. Because like we said, what good is a great gym if nobody in your area even knows you exist? Or what makes you different?
You've lost before you start.
Pretty much. So strategic marketing, especially digital marketing, he stresses, is crucial to just cut through all the noise out there.
Okay, acquisition, awareness. What else?
Pillar 3 is member retention. Now, this might not immediately scream sales to everyone.
Right, you think that's more about service, maybe?
Exactly. But Jim makes a strong case that retention is a sales function. It doesn't stop when they sign the contract. Things like consistent follow-up with members, checking in at milestones, actively building that community feel, that's all part of keeping them engaged, keeping them sold on the value, and preventing churn.
Churn being when members leave, cancel their membership.
Precisely. And the 4th pillar, really important for long-term health, is revenue diversification.
So not just memberships.
Right. Successful gyms, Jim observes, they sell results, not just access to a building with equipment. This means offering things like personal training, maybe specialized group classes, nutrition coaching, even your own branded t-shirts or supplements.
Okay.
But here's the key insight he adds. You have to actively sell these things. They can't just be listed somewhere passively. Each one needs its own little sales strategy.
Got it. So those are the 4 pillars: acquisition, awareness, retention, and diversification. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, what about the mistakes? Where do gyms typically go wrong? Jim calls these the oops, right?
Yeah, the common pitfalls. And the first big one he points out is having no structured sales process,
Meaning,
meaning they just wing it. Too many gyms do. There's no defined script for a tour, no clear way to present pricing, no strategy for handling objections, no real process for creating urgency and closing the sale.
and the result is?
Consistently low conversion rates. You can't get predictable results from an unpredictable process. It just doesn't work.
Okay, so lack of structure. What else?
A huge one today, neglecting digital marketing. Jim is very direct.
Yeah.
If you're not visible on Facebook, on Instagram, on Google,
Where people actually spend their time.
exactly, then you're basically invisible to most potential members. Relying on old tactics like, I don't know, flyers or
Yeah.
just hoping people drive past,
Mm-hmm.
it's just not cutting it anymore.
So you need to be where the eyeballs are. Makes sense. Any other major pitfalls?
Yes, definitely. Poor follow-up systems. This one's critical because, as Jim notes, most people don't join on the very first visit or call.
Right. Shop around, think about it.
They do. But they will join a gym eventually. If you aren't following up consistently, maybe with texts, emails, perhaps even a quick personalized video, you are, and this is his phrase, leaving money on the table.
Just letting potential members drift away to competitors.
Exactly. And one final pitfall ties it all together. No differentiation. If you can't clearly tell someone why they should choose your gym over the one down the street, or the budget chain, or the boutique studio,
Then you just become another option.
right, a commodity. And when you're a commodity, the only way to compete is usually on price. And Jim warns that's usually a losing battle. You don't want to be the cheapest, you want to be the best fit for your ideal member.
Okay, so those are the traps. No process, ignoring digital, bad follow-up, and not standing out. So how do we fix it? This is where Jim gets into the how, the actionable steps, right?
Exactly. This is the constructive part. Step one, he says, is to build a sales funnel that works. And this starts right at the top with lead generation.
Getting people interested in the first place.
Using things like paid ads, think Facebook, Google ads targeted locally, investing in SEO, search engine optimization so people find you when they search online, setting up good referral programs, maybe hosting community events, looking into joint ventures with other local businesses.
Yeah.
Anything to get qualified leads coming in consistently.
Okay, leads are coming in. Now what?
Now comes lead nurturing. You can't just get a name and number and expect them to sign up. You need to engage them. Think email drip campaigns that offer value, maybe video introductions, sharing testimonials from happy members, using text reminders, ways to stay connected without being annoying.
Building that relationship before they even commit.
Precisely. And then the final piece of the funnel is sales conversion. This means training your team. They need to be confident, presenting pricing, handling those common objections gracefully, and importantly, closing the sale with enthusiasm and a clear call to action.
Okay, build a working funnel. That's step
Yeah.
1. What's step 2?
Step 2 is invest in digital marketing. We touched on why it's a pitfall to ignore it. Now here's how to do it right. Run those location-targeted ads on social media, promote your trials, special events, member success stories.
So don't just tell.
Exactly. And content marketing is huge here too. Regularly post useful stuff, workout ideas, nutrition tips, maybe behind the scenes glimpses of your gym, those powerful transformation stories. Content that attracts and helps your ideal potential member.
And the website.
Crucial. Website optimization is key. Jim says your website should work like a 247 salesperson. Clear calls to action, start your free trial, book a tour. Testimonials displayed prominently. Easy online booking, especially on mobile. Make it easy for people to take the next step.
All right, funnel built, digital presence active. Step 3.
Step 3, leverage technology. You can't manage all this manually, not effectively anyway. So using CRM software, customer relationship management tools, he mentions examples like Gym Sales, MindBody, HubSpot, platforms to track leads, manage all your follow-ups, monitor sales performance, keeps things organized.
So nothing falls through the cracks.
Right. Also part of tech, online reviews. Actively encourage your happy members to leave reviews on Google, Yelp, wherever matters locally, and respond to them, good and bad. It builds massive social proof.
And automation.
Yes, text and email automation. Set up automatic messages for things like welcoming new leads, reminding people of appointments, or checking in with members at key points like 30, 60, 90 days. It ensures consistent communication without draining out your staff.
Makes sense. Efficient and effective. Oh, set. Step 4.
Step 4 is all about your team. Train and incentivize your sales team. This isn't a one-and-done training. Jim advocates for ongoing coaching, weekly sales meetings, role-playing how to handle objections, practicing those tour scripts until they're smooth and natural.
Building confidence and competence.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And linked to that, clear incentives. You need to motivate your team, reward them for hitting targets, converting leads, upselling services, getting member referrals, could be bonuses, prizes, even just public recognition. Align their goals with the gym's growth.
People respond to incentives. Okay, final step, step 5.
Step 5 is about keeping the members you work so hard to get. Create member retention systems. It starts the moment they join with a great onboarding process. Make those first 30 days amazing. Trainer intros, proper goal setting, getting them involved socially, make them feel like they belong immediately.
First impressions matter.
Hugely. Then build a strong referral culture. Encourage and reward your existing members for bringing in their friends and family. Maybe offer dual incentives, something for the member, something for the new joiner. Turn members into marketers.
Yeah, Mark.
And don't forget about people who've left. Implement win-back campaigns. Reach out to past members sometimes. A special offer, a genuine check-in. It's often way easier and cheaper to reactivate an old member than find a brand new one.
That's a really comprehensive how-to. So when a gym follows these steps, when they really get this right, as Jim puts it, what does that success actually look like?
Well, he says these gyms, they don't just get by, they really dominate their local market. They have a predictable flow of good quality leads.
Not just tire kickers.
Exactly. Their sales team closes deals confidently, quickly. Their retention rates are high because members feel genuinely connected, part of something.
They feel valued.
Mm-hmm. And their revenue grows steadily because they're effectively selling more than just basic access. They're offering and selling real value, real solutions through those diversified services. And maybe most importantly, their brand stands out. People know who they are and what they stand for.
And the interesting thing you mentioned earlier, for these successful places, sales isn't about being pushy.
Not at all, according to Jim. For the gyms doing it right, sales and marketing are fundamentally about solving problems for people. They're about understanding needs and delivering transformation. It's a service mindset applied to growth.
That feels like a much healthier way to approach it. Okay, so let's wrap this up. What's the core message listeners should take away from Jim Thomas's insights?
I think the main takeaway is pretty stark. If your gym is struggling or just not hitting its potential, the very first place Jim says to look is your sales and marketing system.
And he poses that challenge, right? Ask yourself, is your system defined? Can you measure it? Is it running consistently every single day?
Exactly. And if the answer is no, or not really, the good news is you don't have to guess how to fix it. The path involves, as Jim puts it, commitment, strategy, and action.
And that final word from him is powerful.
It really is. He says, the number one reason I see good gyms fail isn't lack of heart or lack of care. It's lack of structure and execution in sales and marketing. If you're not growing, you're dying.
Wow. If you're not growing, you're dying. That's sobering.
Yeah.
So maybe the final thought for you listening is, what does growth truly mean for your Joe? Beyond just the membership numbers, how are you genuinely transforming lives? And crucially, how is your sales and marketing system enabling or maybe hindering that impact?
That's the million-dollar question. And if you feel like you need some help actually building these systems, maybe improving your facility overall or turning things around if you are struggling, Jim Thomas makes himself available.
That's right. You can contact him directly. His phone number is 214-629-7223.
That's 214-629-7223.
Or you can email him at jthomas@fmconsulting.net.
jthomas@fmconsulting.net. Definitely worth reaching out if this resonated with you.